In vector psychology, there is Audial vector. Can you please tell me a little bit more about this vector?
Okay. Now there is 8 vectors, but one of them is Audial. Now Audial, it's not just personality. That's how we evolutionize through nature as well. It goes also by vectors. First vector in that spectrum, it was Audial, and the same thing when before the planet even was created, before that Big Bang theory, first it was sound in the space, and then the matter comes. It's like a secondary. Matter is dermal. The material is dermal vector, by the way, when we get to dermal. Everything you see, trees, bark of the tree, first it has like a shape of the tree, bark or skin of any humans, animals, or banana peel or nutshell. It's all dermal, gives it form and shape to everything. So it's kind of when we get to the dermal. Now that Audial vector, it's also when evolution was created. I mean, when, let's say, we lived in ancient times as a tribe, and one of us, maybe it was, let's say, rainy day, and one of us starts think how to get us covered, maybe build some roof or something. Now that first idea that came to the mind of that person, species, was in humans. That's Audial vector was developed, and that first idea, it's kind of step toward humans. So every vector gives us some steps. For example, anal, it's fist. Only anal vector usually have also the sphincters that goes like fists, so we can hold stone axe. We needed to hold the tools. We had paw, we needed hand. It was developed through anal vector. So every vector gives us something toward this evolution. Now, person in Audial vector, all the energy that he perceives through the ears, it goes directly to the brain, kind of very introvert, and usually they hear sound better than other people. They can hear better. Sometimes they hear voices, but it's different topic to talk about it. And people who, like best musicians, they also have dominant Audial, like Mozart, Beethoven. By the way, they can lose hearing when they go through stress, problems, or they don't want to really hear something. Maybe child sleeps toward the wall, and then behind the wall there is neighbors. Maybe they make too much noise, maybe they have sex, something he doesn't want to hear as a child. He can start losing hearing as a child, so he kind of starts to close down, because children, they don't all this, they don't kind of, you can say, they try to avoid it. It's not something that it makes them comfortable, you understand? Now that vector, if for example, when you see person in the train, in the bus, try to put the glasses and hoodie and close down, disconnect from other people, when person close down his eyes, his ears becomes more sensitive. So if it's Audial, it's balancing its biochemistry. Now, when we lived in the tribe, he used to watch us, so we're not going to be eaten by wild animals at night. So his melatonin also produces during the daytime. He sleeps during the day. Nowadays we evolutionized. Now some people still have these issues, sleeping at night, but usually it's not that bad. Before they didn't sleep, so we could survive. Everything follows survival. By the way, animals also have night watcher, day watcher, like a visual vector, day watcher. Now, When he closes down, his ears becomes more sensitive to the sound. And when he balances his biochemistry, sometimes these people can have migraines or deep headaches when they start to focus on the hearing, really sit down and kind of try to hear what's going on in the other room or another house and really focusing 15-20 minutes, the migraine will be gone. That's how they have to get rid of migraines. Sometimes it's different issues could lead to migraines, like a lot of stress and other stuff. So we'll talk about that also next time. Now, a child, if he goes through, if he gets abused in his childhood, he can start to, for example, mother screams on him. If it's audio affected child, you can't even make too much noise in the house. It's really distracting and really is not comfortable with too much noise usually. So if she screams too much or gets abused, it starts to close down, that autism can get developed. If she curses, tells him, "You dumb, I shouldn't have you," like really bad stuff, when he hears that, that's every word is looking for meaning. So when he starts to think about that, and he thinks that his own mother tells him stuff like that, she can psychologically damage him, can lead to schizophrenia. For example, muscular vector is nothing gonna be wrong with that. You can abuse him, you can do anything to him, he doesn't care. Nothing is gonna wrong because it's different psychologically. We're different. People are all different. Dermal, if you abuse, we'll talk about that too, what happens. Now, so that vector is, like as we say, best musicians, they really can hear sound better, like Mozart, Beethoven, Elon Musk, they start to think about what's going on other planets. They're always thinking about something bigger because that's their purpose. On the other hand, or they think about humanity and how to reach Mars, or they start to lose empathy toward other people, and the kids in the school who shoot other kids, it's usually also Audial, dominant Audial. When he sits all day home, plays these crazy games, always kind of by himself, doesn't exchange energy with other kids, and is very introvert. He doesn't have this, because there is no exchange of energy, can lead also to some really bad stuff. He needs to be with social creatures. He has to go out, and he could lead. All this stuff, when people hear voices or bipolar or whatever they call, usually it's that audio vector. They need to kind of fulfill it. If it's not fulfilled, it starts to, instead of make you more valuable for society, it's gonna distract you. It's going to damage you psychologically, because it's very, you can say, strong vector. It's really, if you have, for example, Audial and Audial, Audial would be dominant, or Audial and dermal, Audial usually is dominant because it's really kind of stronger than even some other vectors. There is other vectors who, if he has maybe urethral will be above Audial, but it's kind of different topic to discuss, the mixture of these vectors.